Welcome to our forum on promoting sustainable palm oil production in Sabah to mitigate deforestation in Malaysia. My name is Lars, and I'll be your moderator for today's discussion. It's a pleasure to have all of you here as we engage in a meaningful conversation on an issue that impacts both the environment and economy of Malaysia. Today, we will explore the theme promoting sustainable palm oil in the production is about to mitigate deforestation in Malaysia, challenges and opportunities. Palm oil production is a major industry in Malaysia, especially in Sabah. However, unsustainable practices have resulted in significant deforestation and biodiversity loss. Sustainable palm oil production refers to the adoption of methods like RSPO certification, responsible land management, and the prevention of illegal logging and burning, ensuring long-term environmental and economic balance. Why it is important because Sabah's forests are home to rich biodiversity, including endangered species like the Borneo orangutan. Sustainable palm oil practice help mitigate climate change, preserve ecosystem, and support Malaysia's economic development. A 2021 report by the Malaysian Palm Oil Certification Council found that only 30% of palm oil plantations in Sabah are certified as sustainable. A study in global environmental change revealed that palm oil expansion caused nearly half of Borneo deforestation from 2000 to 2015. These findings highlight the urgent need for stronger sustainable practices in region. Malaysia is the second largest palm oil producer globally, with Sabah contributing over 25% of national output. However, only one-third of Sabah's plantations are RSPO or MSPO certified. Certified plantations are often linked to illegal land clearing and environmental damage. According to former CEO of RSPO, sustainable palm oil is not only possible, it is necessary. He emphasized that without urgent reform, palm oil will continue to drive deforestation and damage Malaysia's global reputation. In short, while palm oil remains vital to the economy, its production must transition towards sustainable practices to ensure long-term ecological and social well-being. Before we begin, please ensure all contributions are respectful and relevant to the discussion. We welcome diverse perspectives. To kick things off, let's go around and have each panelist briefly introduce themselves. Firstly, Vicky for the environmental perspective. Second, Bridget for the economic perspective. And last, Freya for the government perspective. Let's get into our first topic, the important elements of sustainable urban development. To help us understand this, I'd like to invite Vicky to start us off. What are the main environmental impacts of the palm oil industry and how should we approach these challenges? Vicky?
Thank you, Lars, our moderator for today's insightful forum. Good evening, esteemed panelists and respected audience members. I'm truly honored to be here today to engage in a meaningful discussion on an issue that affected not only Sabah, but the entire global environment. Today, I would like to emphasize the environmental perspective in the discuss of sustainable palm oil production in Sabah. And then let's talk about discussion main point, which environmental impact of palm oil in Sabah. The environmental perspective focuses on how palm oil production affected both climate and biodiversity in Sabah, one of Malaysia's largest palm oil producing regions. From the viewpoint, there are two key opportunities for improvement. The first one, reducing climate change by limiting deforestation and promoting certified sustainable practices. The second one is protecting biodiversity by preserving habitats of endangered species. However, the perspective also highlights a significant challenge that we cannot ignore. The first one, land use conflict caused by illegal forest clearer for short-term gain, weak enforcement of sustainability standards, spotted creatification of foreign works. Then let's talk about supporting details. I divided into three parts. The first one, topically, deforestation contributes to about 10% of global greenhouse gas emissions. In Sabah, large areas of forest has been cleared for palm oil plantation, which worsen climate change. However, there are greenhouse progress as of 2024. Malaysia has 900,000 hectares of certified sustainability palm oil production under RSPO guidelines. This shows that sustainability process and possible and scalable, but more effective are needed to expand them across the industry. Then the second one, despite the created illegal land clearing still happens, some protecting prioritize profit over the environment, leading to serious land use conflicts. This practice prices largely due to weak enforcement mechanisms. Without proper monitors and strict penalties, and unsuccessful behavior goes unpunished. A report from Global Forest, which found that Malaysia lost over 100,000 hectares of primary forest annually from 2017 and 2021, part of which was linked to agriculture expansion, including palm oil. The third one is the final one. Environmental experts agree that palm oil production can be made sustainability, but it requires multi-level actions. Dr. Nouriel Ismail, Malaysia's ecologist and policy advisor, stated in the recent sustainability summit, the sustainable palm oil is not just a clarification. It must be a shared responsibility between government, agencies, protecting and customers. Protecting Sabah's biodiversity should be a priority for nature identify and global city leadership. Let's talk about stabilization key point. To conclusion, from the environmental perspective, promoting sustainability palm oil protecting Sabah officers. The first one, a chance to fight climate change by reducing deforestation. The second one, an opportunities to operate endangered species and nature in ecosystems, but also a need to overcome land use, creatified and poor enforcement. This makes environmental protection both urgent and challenging, and something we are all must take part in solving. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vicky. You clearly shown that while palm oil production contributes to serious issues like deforestation and biodiversity loss, it also offers a chance to protect our environment. if sustainable practices are properly implemented and enforced. It's a complex but urgent issue that demands action from all of us. Now that we look at the environmental challenges, let's shift our focus to the economic side. Balancing development with sustainability is never easy, especially in a major industry like palm oil. Bridget, could you share your thoughts on how can we balance economic growth with environmental sustainability in palm oil production?
Okay, thank you, Lars, our moderator for today's forum. And good evening, esteemed panelists and audience members. I'm happy to be here for today's discuss to the critical topic of sustainable palm oil production in Sabah. So today I want to enhance the importance of balancing economic growth with environmental sustainability in palm oil production. So the economics of sustainable palm oil production refers to a model practice that meets the current demand without the ability of future generations to meet their needs and mitigates the deforestation and the environmental impacts. So there are three key strategies to enhance the economic benefits of the sustainable palm oil production. The first is the government's incentives and policy support. The second one is certification and the market difference. And the last one is investment in smallholder farmers. So first of all, the government incentives and policy support can significantly lower the financial threshold for sustainable practice. For example, the World Bank of the 2021 study shows the subsidies for environmentally friendly and technologies in the Southeast Asia lead to a 40% increase in the adoption rates, which in return lead to a higher long-term yields and returns. Secondly, the certification and the market difference can open up premium markets and global demand. The round debate on the sustainable palm oil reports that by accessing the environmentally conscious markets in the Europe and the United States, certified the producers are 10 to 20% more practical. And finally, investing in smallholders is the key to sustainable development at scale. And Dr. Hansen, an agriculture economist, enhanced at the United Nations Forum at the 2023 that providing training and financial support to the 7 smallholder farmers could double their productivity while reducing the deforestation pressure. And then we'll summarize these 3 key points. These 3 major strategies can enhance the economic attractiveness of sustainable palm oil. The first one is government incentives, and the second is certification programs. The last one is empowering smallholder farmers. These measures will safeguard profitability while preserving Sabah's forest resources. Okay, that's all. Thank you, Lars.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bridget. Your explanation showed that sustainability and profitability don't have to be in conflict. With the right incentives, support systems, and long-term vision, the palm oil industry can grow economically while still preserving Sabah's natural sources. Lastly, let's bring in the role of government. Policies and enforcement play a key part in whether sustainable practice actually happen on the ground. Priya, in your view, how can government policies in Sabah effectively drive sustainable palm oil production while preventing deforestation?
Thank you, Lars. Good evening, esteemed fellow panelists and everyone gathered here. It's a privilege to discuss such a crucial topic today. My name is Zhang Xiaoyue. As a panel member for this forum entitled Promoting Sustainable Palm Oil Production in Sabah to Mitigate Deforestation in Malaysia. Challenges and opportunities. I will share critical insights on the government's indispensable role in driving sustainability. My contribution centers on a fundamental pillar for success: government policy and governance in sustainable palm oil production. Government intervention is essential to balance economic growth with forest conservation. This hinges on three key actions: enforcing strict land use regulations, providing incentives for sustainable practices, strengthening monitoring and transparency system. And firstly, enforcing strict land use regulation is non-negotiable. Sabah's government must criminalize illegal deforestation and rigorously cap plantation expansion, while Sabah's conservation enactment 1997 ambitiously protects 30% of forests. Weak enforcement undermines it. The impact of strong laws is clear. 2023 WWF study demonstrated for strengthening land use regulations could reduce deforestation by 40% in Sabah's high-risk zones. Secondly, providing targeted economic incentive in vital. Especially for smallholders, governments must subsidize certification costs, like the Malaysia Sustainable Palm Oil Scheme. Evidence from Sabah shows this work. State subsidies for MSPO option drove for a 58% increase in certificate farm. Conversely, without financial aids, an estimated 70% of smallholders cannot afford compensation, often accelerating illegal land clearing. Finally, investing in robust monitoring and transparency system deter violation and builds trust. Implementing real-time satellite surveillance like Sabah's response platform, coupled with public data portals is key. Neighboring Sarawak often a proven model when GPS tracking of logging tracks was mandated in 2021. Furthermore, as emphasized in UNDP 2023 report, such transparency is crucial for attracting environmentally conscious investors. In conclusion, to effectively mitigate deforestation linked to palm oil in Sabah, the government must decisively enforce robust land use laws, fund smallholder sustainable transitions, and invest in AI-driven forest monitoring and transparency system. These actions are interconnected and essential for a sustainable future. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Freya. You made it clear that while design and while enforced government policies are essential to driving change, with stronger regulations, clear standards, and better coordination, policy can be a powerful tool for building a more sustainable palm oil future. We've had a great discussion today with a lot of valuable contributions. We explored the key environmental, economic, and governmental challenges related to palm oil production and shared strategies for driving sustainability in Sabah. Thank you all for your active participation and insightful comments. If you have any further questions or would like to continue the conversation, please feel free to reach out to me or any of the panelists. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.